It is undoubtedly the best time of the year. March is coming to a close, which means our brackets are busted already, or at least they were after like a couple of games in the tournament. However, men's and women's college basketball road to the Final Fours are underway, especially on the women's side, where, of course, the women's Final Four will be here in Tampa Bay. So super excited for it. Going to be coming up here in town. There's going to be so many events we're going to go over. It is awesome. And for a record fourth time, we are going to be hosting one of the preeminent events in all of sports. Welcome to the Game Day Everyday podcast. This is episode 26, and it is all about our preparation, gearing up for Final Four weekend at Amalie Arena here in our beautiful community. Alongside Rob Higgins, the executive director of the Tampa Bay Sports Commission, I am Ryan Bass. Rob, so excited for this episode. We're going to get into the community aspect. For those that are listening, for the fans that maybe didn't snag a ticket yet, there are lots of events and opportunities for you to engage with Women's Final Four weekend. We'll lay out each and every one of those events and what's to come. We've got a couple of special interviews coming up on this podcast as well. But you broke the news to me, my friend, which clearly wasn't breaking news at all, that Women's Final Four tickets have been sold out for quite some time.
Oh, absolutely. The fastest it's ever sold out. I think it just really speaks to the excitement around this women's college basketball season. And to think that we're hosting for our record fourth time, which you mentioned, it's not only our fourth time, it's going to be our best time because Claire Lessinger and our entire local organizing committee has been prepping for this for years, really since the last time we hosted in 2019. So 6 years in the making. It's been so fun to see these games already underway. I know your bracket is done, however, and as busted as it gets, as you referenced. However, the games have been incredible, and it's only going to crescendo when we get a chance to host the national semifinals and the finals. But before that, there's a lot of fun to be had, and I think that's what we're going to dive into here this episode.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Sweet 16 is set with some of the best teams in women's college basketball. You have all of the number one seeds that have advanced. When you look at USC, Texas, South Carolina, and UCLA, and how about UConn here again, the most dangerous number two seed maybe in the tournament, the winningest program in women's college basketball history. They have advanced to the Sweet 16 for the 31st consecutive time. Pretty cool and pretty awesome. There's so many other storylines of teams that are involved. So excited to see how it all shakes out leading to the road to Tampa Bay. But Rob, just how excited are you about the field that's in front of us, the teams and the programs we could be welcoming here to town, how glued in you're going to be to what these next couple of weeks will look like as we get ready for Women's Final Four weekend, and just what the mentality is for your team? Because this is crunch time, right? We always talk about game day every day. It has been game day every day for you guys for quite some time. So your excitement for the field and what these next moments and next days and next minutes and hours will be like for you guys.
Absolutely. We literally just spent 2 hours as a staff going through every single detail related to the entire week. I mean, we're going to hit on a lot of these social impact initiatives here in just a second, as well as the fan events. But we wanted to, as a team, go through, make sure we're dotting every single I, crossing every T, not making any bad assumptions, going through every single possible detail to make sure that we're as prepared as possible. So a great meeting. There'll be plenty more meetings. We'll visit every single morning leading into it. Just a lot of moving parts, but as I referenced, it's been several years in the making. So this is actually, the really fun part of the journey to see it all come together, just as the fans are seeing the bracket come together from the selection show through the early rounds, now going in to the regionals as well. We as a team are having a lot of fun making sure we're as prepared as possible. So it's been an awesome experience, and we could not be more excited to see it come together like it is.
I love it. And I'm so proud of you and your team and the prep work that's been done. Again, this is a record fourth time. But every single year that we get a chance to host this event presents new challenges, presents new opportunities. And so super grateful for it. I'm going to repeat this time and time again throughout this podcast, but you're home for everything you need to know about the Women's Final Four. It's going to be WFFTampaBay.com. That is the website. It's WFFTampaBay.com. You can learn more about news of the event, to the community outreach, our social legacy programs, some visitor info as well. All the events that are going to be had that we're going to discuss here on this podcast. But I want to start, Rob, with some of the social impact, because beyond the baselines of basketball and outside of the walls of Amalie Arena, there are long lasting impacts and effects of the women's Final Four here coming to town. We talked about sustainability a lot last episode, but whether it's beyond barriers, the legacy core, Read to the Final Four, which we'll get into, press pass. Take me through just how much the social and long-term impacts of what we could do for this community is built into hosting an event like the women's Final Four.
Well, as a community, as Team Tampa Bay, we're always looking for events that are going to leave a lasting legacy in our community long after the champion is crowned. So we know the 2025 NCAA Women's Final Four, after the confetti falls on that national champion on Sunday, April 6th, this is an event that will have come in, touched our community in a really profound way, and left an indelible legacy right here on our entire region. And we're confident in that for a variety of different aspects. The social impact of it is immense. We couldn't do it justice in just one podcast episode, but I'll just hit on a few of the top level initiatives that are taking place. You hit on sustainability. We talked about it a lot last episode, a variety of different initiatives in conjunction with our good friends at Tampa Electric, highlighted by a campus cleanup that's taking place this coming Sunday, March 30th. It's not too late to register to be a part of it. You can log on to our website, as you referenced, WFFTampaBay.com, to do that. Our Beyond Barriers initiative, it's been going on since the very first time we hosted back in 2008. It started really with 12 women in leadership from around our community. Now it's gone and been done in conjunction with every major event that we've had the good fortune of hosting since '08, and thousands of local women have been a part of it. You hit on Legacy Court briefly, but this is an opportunity for an entire enhancement project that's been done at our Riverfront Recreation Center. We could not be more excited to see the ribbon cut on that. And it's been done in conjunction with the title sponsor, Dove, who's a brand of the parent company, Unilever, and it's provided essential resources and support to a variety of different renovation projects, again, at Riverfront Recreation Center. So you'll see that unveiling the week of the NCAA Women's Final Four. We cannot be more proud of our Press Pass initiative, where 8 aspiring journalists in partnership with the Girl Scouts of West Central Florida have been getting a behind-the-scenes look at covering the Women's Final Four for several months now. It'll obviously culminate with Event Week. And then another initiative, which is an amazing one, we're going to spend a little bit more time on here this episode, is the Read to the Final Four. It's been presented by the Helios Education Foundation. It's a unique reading challenge that's been designed to help engage elementary students of all ages and help fuel their excitement for reading by incentivizing them through competition along the way. So to dive a little bit deeper into that initiative specifically, we're joined by our good friend Stacey Bayer. She's Senior Vice President of Community Engagement, Operations, and Strategic Partnerships for the Helios Education Foundation, to talk a little bit more again about the Read to the Final Four.
First of all, we appreciate what you do for our community, and especially with the Education Foundation. Can you just take us through kind of what the goals of the foundation are, so that way, our listeners and our viewers kind of know what you all are about and what you're looking to achieve?
Absolutely. So Helios is squarely focused on ensuring that all students have the opportunity to be successful in post-secondary education. And to do that, we invest along the entire education continuum in both Arizona and Florida. We recognize that post-secondary success doesn't start at the moment that kids are enrolling in college. We really have to look all the way back to early education. And we have 3 pillars to our work. The first pillar is 3rd grade reading proficiency. So we support efforts like Read to the Final Four that are all about advancing student excitement and engagement, and ultimately outcomes in 3rd grade reading proficiency and increasing the rates of proficiency. We also work in college enrollment. We recognize that there are lots of steps that kids can be taking in preparation for going to college. So there we focus a lot on accelerated coursework, like helping students in dual enrollment, AP, IB courses, where we know there's strong preparation for college level coursework if they engage in those courses while they're in high school. We also recognize that there's a lot of students who get to high school, are highly academically successful, but then struggle with the navigation around how do I even apply, what are some of those necessary steps, like completing the FAFSA, writing a solid essay, taking the ACT or the SAT. So all the guidance that we can help students as they are thinking about the critical steps they need to take to prepare themselves for high school. And our last pillar is that post-secondary education success pillar. There's a lot of data that supports that education after high school is essential for really strong engagement in our economy and the opportunity for individuals to earn higher levels of income and, for our state and society to benefit from the higher levels of income. So we have a particular focus on helping students achieve success in 2- and 4-year degrees.
It's such an amazing thing that you guys do. I mean, Helios is in the trenches on every level of education, and I think we could not be more appreciative of everything you're doing to partner with us on Read to the Final Four with the NCAA Women's Final Four over these last several months. So I want to talk a little bit more about that. And you hit on it when it came to third grade, but maybe for the listeners, expounding on it a little more, why such a great emphasis on the elementary reading specifically, and why did it make sense to hop on board with being a partner when it came to the Read to the Final Four?
So fundamentally, reading is so essential to educational success. Everything before third grade is all about reading to learn. And then everything from third grade on is using reading to actually learn. So first you're learning how to read, and then you're using reading to learn. And so it's critical for ongoing success, whether that is, going into high school, middle school, thinking about college, that we have a really strong foundation in reading. And so much of brain development is happening even before kids are getting to elementary school. And so investing early and helping kids gain those critical emergent literacy skills, helping teachers be able to teach more effectively around literacy strategies is absolutely critical, ultimately, to our goal of helping with post-secondary education success. Around 55% of Florida's third graders are reading proficiently by the end of third grade. And that's not enough. We need to be investing earlier. We need to be getting kids excited about reading, and we need to make sure by the end of third grade, they have the skills they need to be ultimately successful in their future educational pathways.
You nailed the statistic, by the way, Stacey.
Okay.
So great job with that. And we're excited that event is going to be at the Convention Center Friday, April 4th at 10:30 a.m. Certainly excited for that. And Stacey, I just wanted to touch a little bit more on it because reading that statistic, and I'm somebody who it was an emphasis early on for my parents to read, right? They really wanted me to get into the love of reading. It was one of the reasons why I fell in love with journalism and became, a reporter and kind of went that route. Can you just take us through how an event like this, right, of Read to the Final Four and partnering with our, hosting commission here with the Sports Commission and being involved with this can really help children, especially in those fundamental years, to understand the basics of reading and how important and critical it is to their success?
Sure. There are some kids who are going to read for the love of reading, and they get hooked on a series. For me, it was Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys. Whatever that series is,
I was Harry Potter. I'm curious.
Okay,
Rob, what were you? What was your
I was a
your
choose
love?
your own adventure guy, and I was very motivated throughout the Book It program because of the pizzas. Like, that was a huge deal, and we've incorporated pizza into Read to the Final Four, where you can tell that's paying big dividends, right, Stacey?
Yes.
Well, with the Read to the Final Four, and it goes to the other program, the Book It program you just mentioned, what you're tapping into is kids' enthusiasm around competition. So whatever it is, whatever tool we have to use to get kids excited about reading, let's use it. And what's more exciting than connecting it to the women's Final Four and the competition around basketball and the interest that kids have in the ability to compete not only within their schools, but also to compete with other schools from across the county. We had the opportunity to go out to, I think it was Lincoln Elementary in Plant City, and the enthusiasm and excitement that those kids were showing for their success in reading was absolutely palpable. And it's a wonderful opportunity. You know, it's not just reading for reading's sake, it's reading for the opportunity to potentially beat others. And if that's what motivates kids and gets them excited about reading and begins to expose them to other topics in reading, and this will continue on beyond the Read to the Final Four, the better.
Absolutely. And Helios is no stranger to partnering on major events in our community. You guys were so supportive of our college football playoff national championship in 2017, where a lot of the pillars you referenced are related to, college going culture and post-secondary education. All of those things were really a huge driver as part of that event. What is it about these major events like the national championship and the NCAA women's Final Four that Helios has found a lot of value in helping be a part of?
Anytime we get the opportunity to raise the importance of public education and the opportunity to talk to different audiences about the importance of post-secondary education and support students along that pathway, we really want to leverage those moments. You know, it's not necessarily to the traditional audience. You know, we spend a lot of time speaking with teachers and with families, but in this particular instance, we're getting to a whole new audience that we can really showcase and potentially tap into some information and knowledge that they might not otherwise have about the importance of reading, and get the families and their parents and the students' parents really excited about this opportunity. So you create a lot of excitement around the women's Final Four, and we're just really happy to be able to tap into that.
You know what I really love too, Stacy, is Hillsborough County third grade classes who win their March Madness reading challenge. They get to take part in that celebration at Tourneytown, right? So, what is it? Just take me through what it does for you, the organization, the folks you work with, who are pouring so much of their efforts into this cause. To see that payoff, to see those smiles, to just see how it just reverberates within the kids in the community. I mean, how special is that, and how much pride do you take in that?
One of Helios's beliefs is really around partnership. And what I think makes the Read to the Final Four so special is it's not just the school district coming forward. It's not just Helios. It's, leveraging the NCAA and their commitment to reading. And when we went out to Plant City, there were football players from USF who came out and read to the students. We have Mayon with the electronic book opportunity, so students can access a ton of books from across reading different genres and really tap into the subjects that matter. So what I think this is demonstrating, and what the ultimate event at Tourneytown is, it's not just the commitment of one entity or one organization that's trying to advance reading proficiency for students. It's really a community coming together, and this culminating event that's going to be happening at Tourneytown, where we're going to have, I think it's 14 winning schools from across the county. It's going to be their families. It's going to be community who come in and just kind of get drawn into the excitement and the noise that they're going to be hearing coming out of Tourneytown, to really galvanize this community and reaffirm our commitment to make sure that all third graders are reading proficiently.
Yeah, over 800 kids are going to be a part of that event. It's going to be really special. Now, beyond Read to the Final Four, what other initiatives or events, Stacy, does Helios have coming up that the listeners should be aware of?
So this is a really exciting year for Helios, where we are celebrating our 20th anniversary of continuing to champion educational opportunities across Florida. And like I mentioned before, none of this happens without the partners that we have been able to cultivate across the state to help us along the opportunity to support more students across Florida. In this 20th anniversary, we are celebrating by partnering with 4 universities, Florida A&M, Florida International University, the University of Central Florida, and USF, to award up to $20,000 in scholarships to 20 deserving transfer students from across the state. And these scholarships are recognizing students who have shown persistence and promise on their path to achieving a bachelor's degree, and really demonstrate our deep commitment to increasing access and success in higher education. So besides the women's Final Four, we're really excited to be celebrating our 20th anniversary with our community partners.
Even Rob, who is a USF alum, and myself, who's a UCF alum, can get behind this effort. So we are excited. Stacey, thank you for sharing that with us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Stacey, thank you so much for the partnership. We could not do what we do without great partnerships. You said it so eloquently in terms of the strength of the partnership as well as the results. And we just appreciate all the support on Read to the Final Four. We cannot wait to see all the smiles on the kids' faces at the Read to the Final Four event at Tourney Town. And thank you so much again for this great partnership.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Love what we do so much, Rob, by tapping into the community and all the different ways that our partners are helping. And Read to the Final Four, presented by the Helios Education Foundation, is such a critical part of Women's Final Four weekend and making sure we connect with the community. So grateful for the opportunity to share more about that project. And now, of course, we kicked off this podcast talking about, or tipped off this podcast, I should say, if we're going to do that accurately, tipped off this podcast talking about the events for fans and the sold out Women's Final Four. If you didn't get a chance to get tickets, and I know a lot of you are listening right now going, well, are they going to be giving away special tickets? No, that's not necessarily what's happening here. However, we are going to tell you about a lot of the free opportunities for events around Women's Final Four weekend that you could take part in. And we're so super excited about all of those events. I want to start, Rob, with the Women's Final Four Tourney Town presented by Capital One. That's going to be going all weekend long. So Thursday, April 3rd, all the way through Championship Sunday, April 6th. Take me through Tourney Town, what fans can expect at the convention center when they arrive and get a chance to take part in all the interactive games, giveaways, and everything that'll be a part of Tourney Town.
Absolutely. Well, it's basically a women's college basketball amusement park built out into the Tampa Convention Center. So it's going to run from Thursday, April 3rd through Sunday, April 6th. The hours each day: Thursday it's from 3 to 8, Friday, April 4th, 9 to 5, as well as Saturday, April 5th is from 9 to 5. And then Sunday on National Championship Day, it's going to be open from 9 to 2. So it is going to be an amazing experience. The best part of it all, in addition to all the different displays and photo opportunities and contests and activations that are going to be taking place, the best part of it all is it's totally free. So an awesome opportunity. You hit on it. The games themselves are sold out. These are yet another way to be a part of it and create your own Women's Final Four memories, absolutely free of charge. So you don't want to miss Tourney Town presented by Capital One all weekend long at the Tampa Convention Center.
Super excited for that. And by the way, if you're looking for your official Women's Final Four merchandise, you can get it there at Tourney Town as well. Can't wait to see the food that's going to be a part of it too. So that will be kind of tournament central, if you will, for all things amusement park, women's basketball for the Final Four here coming into town. So super excited for that. Now, for the fans that are coming in maybe on Friday, well, there's so many things to do, starting with Party on the Plaza presented by Buick, free, open to the public. Rob, this is going to be awesome. Take me through what this event will have, feature, partake, and why it's a must, do, at least for a checklist, both on Friday, April 4th, all the way through Sunday, April 6th.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Like you mentioned, Friday to Sunday, Fridays from 2 to 7, Saturday, April 5th from 11 to 4, and then Sunday, April 6th is 10 to 3. Party on the Plaza presented by Buick. Going to be a lot of great activations, awesome food and beverage. They're going to have merchandise available for purchase, music, games, photo opportunities, and so much more, all taking place at Cotonchopee Park, immediately adjacent to Amalie Arena. So an incredible fan festival, again, totally free for everybody, taking place at Code and Shobi. Not only both game days on Friday and Sunday, April 4th and April 6th, but also the day between games. So another great opportunity to be a part of the women's Final Four by partaking in Party on the Plaza presented by Buick.
Yeah, and that brings us to Saturday and one of the key events for Saturday, April 5th. There's a number of them to partake in. But let's start with Super Saturday Practice presented by Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. And this is free, right? An opportunity to watch the two national championship teams participate in their only open practice of the week. This is, again, at Amalie Arena, of course, on the hardwood. Get a chance to partake and watch. I think this is the really cool thing, Rob, because in between games, obviously you got Friday games and Sunday's game, but you get a chance to watch the teams that are going to participate, and there's a little concert after that as well that follows, Rob.
Yeah, Super Saturday is supersized. There's so many different things and events to be a part of on the day between the games on Saturday, April 5th. Certainly Super Saturday Practice presented by Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is going to be awesome at Amalie Arena. We went to the event last year in Cleveland. They do such a great job. The two teams that have won their semifinal the night before, make it a really fun open practice for all the fans that participate. Now that one you can't just show up to. You got to claim your free tickets by going on WFFTampaBay.com. And it'll link out to the NCAA site to register to grab your free tickets. I can tell you they're moving very fast. And so you'll want to do that as quickly as you can to be a part of that open practice day with Super Saturday Practice. And then that night, we're going to do a free concert in the park with Glorilla. It's the Super Saturday concert presented by AT&T. Again, it's at Curtis Hickson Park on Saturday, April 5th. And it's going to be an awesome, awesome event. As we've done all these different major events, we've always looked for different concert opportunities to be a part of it. This is no exception. And there's going to be, a great event that night in Curtis Hickson. So we're really pumped about all the different Super Saturday activities taking place, from open practices to Tourney Town to Super Saturday concert to Party on the Plaza as well. So many different things to be a part of, and again, help create your own women's Final Four memories.
Super excited for it. Again, if you're going to try and attend the Super Saturday Practice, make sure you register for tickets. They are free, but if you go to WFFTampaBay.com, that is the website. You can head to that and be able to link right to the site to get those tickets. Again, you have to register. And then as for the concert, keep that in mind. That is, you do not have to register for that. Gates open at 6, opening act at 7. Glorilla scheduled to perform at 8. No registration is necessary. That's at Curtis Hickson Park. And for the folks that are listening that haven't been to Curtis Hickson, quite the venue for a concert. It's awesome. It's open air. It's outdoors. It's going to be, fantastic to take part in that music performance and event at Curtis Hickson. And then that leads us.
Hold on now.
Am I forgetting something?
I'll tell you, there's
just a bonus.
A few spots left. There's one other that we got to hit on, which is the Women's Final Four Bounce presented by Buick. So 3,000 of our closest friends will be dribbling down the Riverwalk from Curtis Hickson to Tourney Town. They're going to get a free basketball and T-shirt. I can tell you, the spots are winding down on it because it's been such a popular event in each of the last times we've hosted Women's Final Four. So you'll want to get on WFFTampaBay.com and register as part of that as quickly as you can, because again, it's winding down. But between all these different events, I mean, it's such an opportunity to immerse yourself in the 2025 NCAA Women's Final Four weekend and be a part of it all.
If you are listening to this episode and you're wondering, that's a lot of links to go to. If you go to the description of this podcast episode on your favorite podcast platform, those links will be provided to obviously, as we've talked about, WFFTampaBay.com, also the registration links of where you can go. So that way, everything is in one place. So if you are listening to this episode on your favorite podcast platform, all of the links that you need to know about are in the description. So head there right now to check that out. By the way, I would love to see you bounce a basketball all the way on the river front. Are you going to be participating in this, Rob? I know it's fans.
I know you're not the greatest basketball player. Is the fact that you call it bouncing. It's actually I'm going to be dribbling down the river walk, Ryan. Not bouncing a ball. I will be dribbling as part of the basketball bounce presented by Buick.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. My challenge to you is I need a crossover every now and then while you're dribbling the basketball on the river.
Absolutely.
That's what I want. All right. I want to see the skill sets. I've heard you're pretty super athletic. That was the rumor on the streets, Rob. So I've got to put this to the test. But we're excited for that. Again, you have to pre-register to be a part of that event. And that is going to be listed in the description of this podcast episode. That leads us to game day on Sunday, Rob, and the red carpet arrival, by the way. Both teams, as they arrive and enter Amalie Arena, you'll have a chance to cheer on both of those clubs. Sunday, April 6th, approximately 1 p.m. This is, of course, there on what we call Thunder Alley. So you don't necessarily need tickets to get into the event to cheer on the teams that are arriving for those red carpet arrivals. So excited for that and excited to welcome those teams in, which brings us again to Championship Sunday. Rob, the game obviously will be quite the scene, and excited to celebrate and crown yet another national champion here in our hometown for the Women's Final Four weekend on Sunday, April 6th. When that crowning moment happens, the work your team has put in, all of the initiatives that last beyond this event, I guess just encapsulate what that moment will mean for you and your team, as I know we're preparing yet again to try and host this wonderful event in the years to come.
Absolutely. I mean, to have the honor to be able to crown a national champion, there's no better feeling than to be a part of it. So we're just could not be more excited. I've mentioned her before, but Claire Lessinger has done a fantastic job leading our Tampa Bay local organizing committee. We also, Bemitra Simmons has been a fantastic chair of our advisory committee. There's so many different partners that have been a part of this. And so, Sunday will be really special to see the confetti fall on these national champions, whoever it ends up being, which, the Sweet 16 is really special. There's no telling which 4 teams will make it here, but it's going to be such an exciting journey as these 6 years of work have been a part of it. Another great partner that we've had has been SunPass. And so we're fortunate to be joined on this episode by the Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of Florida's Turnpike Enterprise, Nicola LaCourie, to talk a little bit about SunPass and all these great fans that will be driving in from throughout the state and throughout the southeastern region to be a part of all these different fan events that we've talked about. Now, for those listeners that aren't aware, can you tell us more about your role with Florida's Turnpike Enterprise, as well as how long you've been with the organization?
Sure, absolutely. Well, Florida's Turnpike Enterprise is a transportation agency inside of the Florida Department of Transportation. We own and operate toll facilities across the state. So from the Panhandle to the Keys, in Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, we have toll facilities throughout the state. And our branded transponder is the SunPass transponder. And sometimes people who aren't familiar say, what is a transponder? Sometimes people call it a tag or a pass, but it's that thingy that's in your vehicle that allows you to use a toll facility without having to stop.
Now, we've spent a lot of time on this podcast the last few weeks talking about our record 4th NCAA Women's Final Four, and we're going to have thousands of women's basketball fans that'll be on the roads coming to and from Tampa from all parts throughout the country. Can you talk a little bit more about the benefits of SunPass?
Yeah, of course. And again, congratulations for hosting the event. Tampa does it right. Amalie is a phenomenal facility. I was there a couple of years ago for the Frozen Four,
Oh,
and that was
awesome.
hosted there. Yeah, so just an amazing venue. So we know that there are going to be fans coming from around the state of Florida as well as coming from out of town, and there's a lot of facilities in that area: the Veterans Expressway, the Gateway Expressway, 275 Express, of course, the Sunshine Skyway, that signature facility. Selman Expressway, those facilities accept SunPass, and so if you have a SunPass account, fear not, you can use it in that area. If you're coming from out of state and you have, say, an Easy Pass or a North Carolina Quick Pass or a Georgia Peach Pass, don't worry, we accept those too, and you're ready to go.
Now, what's the best way for somebody to sign up for a Sun Pass if you don't already have one?
Yeah, we want to make it as easy as possible for customers. So we have literally thousands of locations around the state where you can stop by and pick one up. So Publix, CVS, Walgreens, convenience stores. But if you don't want to purchase one at a store, you can stop in one of our walk-in centers. We have one right in the Tampa area. Or you can go online, sunpass.com, and set up your account, purchase your transponder, and load your funds onto your account all in one location.
I've had a Sun Pass for years, and it makes things so easy and efficient to navigate throughout the Sunshine State as well as nationally, and just appreciate everything you guys do. Now, I recently learned the background on your relationship with McDonald Training Center, and I think it's such an interesting story and really heartwarming. I would love for you to talk a little bit about your history and relationship with them.
Oh, I would love to. So we are a large transportation agency, and we have many partnerships. We have a lot of people that help make us successful in our program. But one of the most important relationships we have is with McDonald Training Center, again, right there in the Tampa area. And it's an organization that was founded in the mid 50s, and it was to provide people with disabilities with training and with vocations so they could feel the meaning of work and have opportunities to join the workforce and to be productive in that way. And so, as our SunPass program was growing, we needed an external party to start doing the packaging of our transponders. We were just really starting the growth in selling transponders around the state, and we needed a dedicated packager. And so we put out a bid, and McDonald Training Center was successful in winning that bid, and they have been packaging our transponders since 2007. It's been an amazing partnership. They have packaged well over 20 million transponders right there at that facility. We have evolved the type of transponder that we've sold over the years, and so with each evolution, they modify their program and their practices to help meet our goals. And we sell about 2 million transponders each and every year, and most of them are packaged right there in Tampa at McDonald Training Center. So we're so proud of that relationship. And for those that aren't familiar with them, mcdonaldcenter.org, go check it out. It really is amazing what they do.
That's truly incredible, and had never really thought about how that packaging would take place, and to know that you guys are doing it in such a meaningful way through that relationship with McDonald Training Center is incredible. And I would just add, we certainly have appreciated this partnership when it comes to the women's Final Four. I know you're a big sports fan, but beyond that, certainly would love for listeners to understand a little bit more about why it was important for SunPass to help be a partner with our local organizing committee on this really unique and meaningful event.
Yeah, we really are always looking for opportunities to partner and get the word out about the SunPass program and what we have to offer. Make sure folks know if they don't have a SunPass, how to get a SunPass. Make sure they know how you can use the benefits of SunPass outside of the state of Florida with some of the partnerships we have with other states. but really just looking for opportunities to support local programs. And again, such an amazing event as the Women's Final Four. They are just superb athletes, and I think anytime we have an opportunity to sponsor an event that honors student athletes, it's a great opportunity for us.
Yeah, well, we really appreciate the support. And the last question I would have from you is a customer of yours, and seeing you guys do such an amazing job. I can tell you and your team take a lot of pride in the customer service aspect. Why is that so important to Florida's Turnpike enterprise?
Yeah, we think anytime we're providing a service and asking people to pay for that service, we want to make sure that service element is as high as it can be. And so we really do try to listen to our customers, the feedback that we have. We have modified our program over the years to try to meet people where they are. For instance, people have different personal financial goals. And so for some people, they want to set up an account with us. They want to put a payment card, attach that payment card to their account, and then they don't want to have to worry about it. And others want to manage their account really on an as needed basis. And so we have a variety of payment options to meet those various goals. We also know in the state of Florida, we have every generation is represented, and they all have different needs as it relates to customer service. And so we try to offer in-person services with walk-in centers. We have a large call center in Central Florida and in South Florida to manage people that want to talk with us via the phone. And then, of course, we know that there's a lot of people that want to self-serve their account management through website and mobile apps. And so we offer those services too. So we really do try to listen to the various channels and the different payment options people want, and try to continue to add services. Many years ago, we looked at an opportunity to expand how SunPass is accepted at parking at international airports. So right there, Tampa International, if you're going out of town and you want to park at the airport, you can use your SunPass account to pay for parking. Makes it easy inbound and outbound.
Well, on behalf of all your customers, certainly we want to extend our appreciation. You guys have undoubtedly created a really winning formula and have been great teammates to all of us, and certainly when it comes to Women's Final Four. So please extend our heartfelt thanks to your entire team for all that you do, and we've really enjoyed the partnership.
Thanks so much. I greatly appreciate it.
Thanks to our good friends at SunPass. Rob, grateful for that interview and a little insight into their partnership here with the Women's Final Four in town. Our community ambassadors, we know how much we love and appreciate them, Rob, and their influence on the event. And this event certainly would not be possible, Women's Final Four weekend, without our incredible community ambassadors.
Oh, they are amazing, and they've done such a great job time and time again on all of these different big events. Tony Diaz has helped lead that effort from our side of things. There's a lot that goes into it, from a variety of different training sessions to their uniforms, to their smiling faces, and knowledge and background. We are so fortunate that they help us roll out the red carpet for each of these major events. We have a few thousand different shifts that take place as part of it, from our hotels to Tourney town to everything in between. It takes a village to put on all these different events, and we're fortunate to have a really special village with Team Tampa Bay. So our hats off to all those different community ambassadors who are volunteering their time to help our community shine, and we could not be more grateful to each and every one of them.
We've got incredible community ambassadors and partners, and grateful to the folks you've heard, from on our podcast episodes, not just last episode on episode 25, but here as we get you set for Women's Final Four weekend, April 4th to the 6th, coming up at Amalie Arena and here in Tampa Bay. I'm super, super stoked for it. Again, the home, your hub. Mark this down, bookmark it, send it to your friends, tweet it out, put it on social media, wherever. It is WFFTampaBay.com. That is going to be your one-stop shop for everything you need to know as we get closer. And I love the countdown. There's a little countdown on the website too, Rob, counting you down to the NCAA Women's Final Four in 2025 here in Tampa Bay. Buddy, I'm so proud of you and your team. I've always had a front row seat to watch you guys work. I know it is tireless work. Sometimes it is thankless work, but we are sincerely grateful for what you and your team have done, and we are so excited for the 4 teams that will embark here on Tampa Bay and officially crown a champion on Sunday, April 6th. Buddy, it's here. We're ready. Let's roll, and let's bounce, or if you'd like to call it, dribble our way to a champion.
Dribble. We hope everybody enjoys the madness. We will see you on the other side. We can't wait to see you at all the events. Again, WFFTampaBay.com as you head on. It's going to be a special week. Come and be a part of it and create some memories with us.